Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantel Francis, and we are here to talk about Love Island UK episode 11. So we're starting to get in there on these episodes where it's starting to pick up a little bit. I definitely feel as though drama is brewing right now. So it's been it definitely was one of the better episodes, I'd say, last night. So if you haven't done so already, please help this channel out and subscribe, like it, comment. Anything that you do to interact with me and the channel is really beneficial. And hey, if you can afford a super chats are really helpful too, because I would love to build a community and then be able to actually even pay the people that are being so kind enough to help me out with my podcast. So let's get to this episode. So it starts right off with poor Sharon. I mean, I feel really bad for her getting broken up with by Aaron, and she walks directly over to Kaz, and Kaz is in a group, and she's like, I want you. So Kaz gets up and walks with Sharon, and then they go and call over Faye, and Faye joins them. So at the same time, Aaron goes over to talk to the guys and basically said what he said to Sharon, that like, these were red flags, and I don't really feel as though we would work in the real world, et cetera, et cetera. Hi, I'm Jordan. How are you? Hi, Netha. Been waiting for this live once again. I love your dedication. Oh my God, I know. I mean, it is kind of hard going live every day, not gonna lie. And then I'm doing also Love Island US. And so I was trying to arrange to have somebody to come on for that after. So that's why I'm a little bit behind today. So I'm doing my best. Sometimes I'm gonna be late just because it is a big commitment, but I do it for you. Thanks for being here. What are you thinking so far, like with the Aaron and Sharon drama? Because like I do think that Aaron's being a little bit unfair. I get that it's a red flag. I get that you didn't like how she acted. I understand that you don't really like fiery girls, but also though, like you're in there to build a relationship with somebody, and it should be maybe trying to step out of your comfort zone and be with somebody that's a little bit different. So a relationship with Sharon would maybe stretch him a little bit and allow him to like grow as a partner and as a person. So the fact that he was so quick to cut her off, I don't know if it shows immaturity or not, but I wish that he gave her a little bit of a chance to redeem herself. Like, I don't like the fact that he just like, okay, you said something I didn't like and you were protecting yourself and I get that, but I didn't like it and you're done. Like, what? Aaron's only with her because the other girls didn't pick him. Well, I felt that he was attracted to her because I do think she's quite good looking. She's quite sexy. And he did like kissing her. And so I think that he was more interested in her than with Shannon, sorry. I think. So Sharon goes to the girls and tells them what happens, about pretty much the same story. She didn't really paraphrase in a way that it wasn't true to what really went down. Talked about the red flags, talked about like what she said to Hugo and all that stuff. That she didn't yell at Hugo or anything like that. And she told them pretty much what had happened. And she starts crying and she's just like, I'm a good person. And that kind of goes in line with, I think, with the whole fake comment. It really hurt her because I think she has a lot of big insecurities. And that's why she has that huge wall up. And that's why she attacked back when she felt that she was being, disrespected. And I appreciate that she's, I don't think that she's a good person. I think that that is true. I think that she is, but I think that she has been hurt before, or she's been maybe the subject of bullying when she was younger or something that has allowed her to have this really, really Teflon exterior when really she's probably just ooey gooey on the inside and she just wants somebody to love her. Oh, Sharon. Hi, Natalie. Do we see Lucinda and Brad dating outside the villa? Do you think it would last? Absolutely not, Natalie. I mean, yes, they have an attraction. And like, that's all you can do and say about Lucinda. She's stunning, absolutely. I don't really find that she's that interesting, but I haven't really seen that much of her. Aesthetically, she's a 10 out of 10, absolutely. But like, she doesn't really seem to have that much of a personality to me. She's just like, oh, isn't that nice? Aren't you just you're really special? Like, she's just very sweet. She just has no substance to me. But I don't know her that well. So I don't think that they're going to get along outside the house or the villa, because he also doesn't really have any substance to me. I don't really know what they would talk about and how they would get along, and like would they have the inside jokes, and like would they they think they're just both very attracted to each other aesthetically, and Brad has been saying all the right things right now, but I just don't see them peeling back any layers of each other and being like, yeah, you're the one for me. It just doesn't, I don't know. I don't see it. Jordan, no, I don't think that he finds her as attractive. If you're really interested in someone, you just don't end in a relationship like that. At least have discussion about it. Well, I mean, in the villa, though, I think that the reason why he broke it off with her like that, I don't think that he would have if there wasn't 2 other women in the villa. And so I think that he wanted to be open and for them to not think that he was, in a serious coupling when he's not. Like, I think he wanted those women to know that he was still available. And I think that with her doing these things that he didn't particularly like, it just allowed him to be like, hey, okay, fine, like we're going to break up. So then at least then I'm an option. If he didn't have any options, I don't think that he would have broken up with Sharon. I think that he would have worked it out because he wanted to talk to her about it before. And I don't think that he was intending on ending it when he wanted to talk to her before. He didn't want to end it until after he had the 2 dates with the other 2 women to see that, 2 other gorgeous women are interested in him. I don't want to be locked in with somebody that gave me a red flag. That's what I think. But I mean, he could also, I don't know, I think that he was a little bit into her in the beginning. A little bit, like attracted to her. And this was just a red flag, just gave him an open door to go talk to somebody else. Hi, Carmelo. This is my first time on here. Can you tell me what the conversation is about? We're talking about Love Island UK season 7, episode 11. Do you watch the show? Yes, exactly. Thank you, Netha. Thank you. And so actually what we're specifically talking about is a couple just broke up in the villa, and whether or not the guy who broke up with her was ever really interested in her at all, or if he just was in a coupling because nobody else picked him. So that was what the exact discussion was about. But I do feel bad for Sharon because I don't think that she saw it coming. I don't think that she thought that it would be over, her actions in this situation. I think she did think that they had enough chemistry and connection that a conversation would have been had. But it's because those women were in there. It just allowed him to have his head turned and not work on the relationship. Like, these are red flags, sure, but in the villa, it's something that you work on. I think he might end up leaving the show because of it. I think the attraction between Brad and Lucinda will wear off when someone new and shiny enters. I don't know if anybody's going to be prettier than Lucinda, but people might still be attracted to Brad because he's good looking when you look at him. So he might get his head turned in that way. And he also has no substance. So he's not going to create a good bond relationship with Lucinda if they match up, because they both aren't really that interesting. That's what I think. And I think a lot of people will be interested in Lucinda as well. So she's going to turn a lot of heads still, and so is he. And I don't think they're going to have enough of a relationship to hold it together. I don't watch the show, but wouldn't mind starting. Hope I'm not a bother on here since I don't know what's going on. I mean, you won't really be able to contribute anything unless we get to a very generalized topic of conversation, but it's an episode recap. So if you want to watch the episode, you can find it online. It's only episode 11, so you can kind of catch up. There's still probably at least 30 more episodes before the season's done. So you got some time. So what Sharon, though, I felt really bad because, you know, she was kind of saying things like Aaron didn't really want to be a man and say that he had a really nice date with both of the women. And, instead he decided to take jabs at her and have personal attacks. And she just feels that the whole thing was a shitty, cheap shot. And I do agree with this a little bit. I think that he wanted to go in with the jugular, like to really hurt her feelings so that there's no going back. It's kind of like, he hurt her and he made now a reason for them to be broken up so he could not feel as bad about the breakup. I feel like it was a little bit of a deflection. And I agree with her that it was a little bit of a cheap, like a cop-out. I just think that he could have handled it a lot better. So Lucinda's talking about the girls, about her date with Brad. And, Brad was being like, oh my God, I feel like I'm laying it on thick. And she's, guys, I like you so much. And like, when you went in, my heart stopped. And I never felt this way before. Like he was really laying it on thick. Like, come on, Brad, you've seen a gorgeous woman before. She's stunning, but like, come on. Faye also learns, Faye leaves to get some water, and then Rachel follows her, and they have a little bit of a conversation where Rachel feels like she's a placeholder, and that like now that Brad has his ideal type coming into the villa, that she's just going to be tossed to the side. And talks about the feeling that she gets when she saw Lucinda and Brad interacting, that like she could tell that he was super into her. That's a pretty shitty feeling. And like, I don't know why the producers did that, because like both Brad and Chugs were not going to be into Rachel more than they're going to be into Lucinda and Millie. So I don't know why they didn't bring Lucinda in as that bombshell in the place where Rachel was, and have all those men's heads be turned and shake it up that way. Like, I don't know why they used Rachel, because Rachel's not their type. Like Lucinda is their type. And I feel like they were just kind of like being kind of cruel to the black woman that's the bombshell here, and allowing her to get like completely her heart broken here. Not heartbroken, but like she's kind of embarrassed, and like she chose him, and now he's like in 1 second his head is turned. So I'm not really impressed by that from the producers. Sharon, though, before bed, says that she plans on wearing something extremely special and sexy to her bed. She made it very clear that he was sleeping in her bed. So hopefully then if there's a reshuffling or whatever, like he's out of her bed and she has somebody into her bed, because I don't want him to be kicking her out, because that is just not where it's at, in my opinion. So in the morning, Millie and Lucinda are having a little talk up on the lookout, and Hugo and Brad come out, and they give them both an iced coffee, and they taste the iced coffee, and they're both like, this is terrible. This is really bad iced coffee. I wonder what they did to make it so bad. Like, iced coffee is pretty simple to make. Was it too bitter? Like, I wonder. She said it was like terrible. Oh, sorry, I missed this. What's happening? I was thinking more of Lucinda leaving Brad. Yeah, I don't think they're going to last at all. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Sam. I feel so bad for Rachel. She'd probably be gone soon. Absolutely. Totally agree. You doing a live feeds update? No, I'm talking about Love Island UK. I will be doing a live feed update for Big Brother on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern with Josh from Couch Potato Queens. I didn't really feel bad for Sharon. I only saw a sexual connection with her and Aaron. Never really saw anything else between them. All right, Big Red, and welcome back. I could see that a little bit, but in the villa, you're kind of supposed to like work on these connections. What is that? Oh, that's so random. My the Daily Motion where I actually watch Love Island on just started playing completely randomly. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, you would work on that sexual connection because on having a relationship outside of that, because you would have some time before somebody goes and tries to swoop you up. It's not really usual that Aaron breaks up with somebody without it being like, a recoupling ceremony. I just think that he wasn't willing to work on the relationship because he had some options, which is typical. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the info. I will start and watch. The next episode is the next time you go live. I can be part of this conversation. Yeah, honestly, the show is every day. So, I mean, you can even watch like my updates up until now and you can see what had gone on in days past. Sharon reminds me of Montana from season 3. Oh no, but that means she's going to probably leave soon. I don't want any of the original girls to leave. Yeah, not really. I like them now. I agree that Lucinda should have been brought instead of Rachel when she did. Absolutely. I think that it was very poor timing. I think they just wanted to make Rachel look bad. I don't think that they were, they just want her to they knew that this was going to happen. And they were going to send people in that Brad's going to dump Rachel or whomever is going to dump Rachel and she's going to be sent home. I don't think that they planned that really well. Okay. In the morning, though, on the bed, though, which I thought was really cute, before they went out to the hideaway, or the hideout, sorry, as you see Hugo goes and hugs Aaron and Sharon in bed. And I think that he feels a little bit guilty because it's because Aaron was protecting Hugo and Hugo was crying and all that stuff about Sharon being upset with him. This was the catalyst to allow Aaron to go and break up with them. So I think that he wants to see his parents together, his friends in the villa together. And so I do feel bad for for Shaz, because I think that Aaron's being a little bit unreasonable, to be fair. So yeah, the iced coffee thing happens. It didn't really, she said it tastes rank is actually what she said, which is pretty gross. Millie wishes, though, that it was Liam that was bringing her up an iced coffee instead of Hugo, which is interesting. Later on, Chloe tells Lucinda that Chloe is her type on paper. And this is the beginning of something brewing here, that Chloe has her eyes set on Toby. And she does have confirmation that there is interest there because all the men voted Chloe as the person that they felt were who they would be attracted to or want to couple up with outside of their current partners. So she knows she kind of has the door open there with Toby. Lucinda has a chat with Brad. She is surprised that he isn't a frat boy. And he's saying that he's never felt this way. He's in a long time, definitely not in the villa and not a long time in real life. Just the feeling that he's having. And I think it's just intense sexual attraction. Where's your comment? If it has a word that, I mean, I don't see any other comments but the ones that I said. Yeah, I've said all the comments that have showed up here. The last thing that you said is Sharon reminds me of Montana from season 3. Before that, it says this one, the discussion about it. And then Aaron's only with her because girls didn't get picked and been waiting for this live. So those are the other ones I have. I think Hugo needs to go. I like him, and I end up feeling bad for him because I don't think that he'll ever find a connection. I don't think in the villa, I don't think the type of people that go on Love Island are necessarily the people that are going to connect with Hugo. It's just a different mindset and mentality, and the type of it's just not a fit for him to find his match, I don't think. I do think that he's attractive. I think he's super kind. He's super nice, as we know. But I don't know if the women coming on that show or who they're casting anyways are going to be a perfect fit for Hugo. So Chloe pulls Toby for a chat. And Toby does talk in riddles. And I like that Chloe calls him out, being do you have to talk in riddles? What are you actually trying to say? Because he says something like, you intrigue me. And it's okay, well, what does that mean? You intrigue me. Tell me what that means. Oh, I'm interested in you. Oh, I'm attracted to you. Oh, you intrigue me. Oh, you make me want to date you. What does that mean? And so I like that she doesn't let him go on with his kind of bullshit. And she calls him out later on, oh, you're kind of playing games. And he does kind of play games because he says things like, oh, I don't want you to get too attached to me, or, oh, I don't want you to, I'm not going to give you too much. And it's well, why not give me too much? Why not be completely honest? Why not be completely nice? Why are you hedging your bets here? And so I like that she's she's bold enough to be kind of dictating how they act in their relationship. Because Kaz, I feel before, was allowing Toby and his games to be, because she doesn't want him to, feel flustered or like that she's coming on too strong or to push him away. And so she allowed him to dictate how the relationship was, and it was just never moving forward. But Chloe's like, no, don't play games. If you like me, tell me right now. Do you want to make out with me? Do you want to pursue something? Like, she's just very blunt and doesn't allow him to be wishy-washy, which is, I think, what the trap was that Kaz fell in. And Chloe is just being direct, which is, I think it's the approach for Toby because he's very inexperienced. I don't think that Toby and Chloe are into each other, to be honest. Toby just wanted to leave Kaz, and Chloe only with Toby because she doesn't want to be dumped. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Chloe's trying to stay on the show for as long as possible. I definitely think that she thinks that she could have Toby for a long-term relationship. I think that she could snare him. And I think she's just kind of done with playing friends in the villa with Hugo. And so I think she wants it to appear that she's having a connection with Toby. Yeah, but I do think she's probably the biggest game player in the house personally. And Toby, I think, just likes having somebody interested in him and wants to get out of his relationship with Cass. I agree with that. So Drake and Millie have a little bit of a laugh together, and they're kind of talking. Liberty sees this, and she's kind of taking it on the chin with like, I'll let him do what he wants to do so he can get to know all these people so he can know whether or not he's interested in me. And I'm just kind of like annoyed with that whole argument. It's like, if you're into somebody, just be into them. You don't need to be tested. I know that this is what the show is, but like, you're going to be tested at Casa Amor, so don't worry. I'm sure they're all going to be blonde, Jake. Like, I definitely feel bad for Liberty, because I do think that Jake is just waiting for somebody to be interested in him, and he would jump ship in a second. Chloe definitely flirting with Toby on the daybed. And they talk about what type of person that they want. And so she says someone that has good chats, and people that are straightforward. And Toby isn't straightforward. So hopefully he starts getting the hint, because he's very wishy-washy to me in his interactions. Like, he doesn't know how to flirt well. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of any of the guys in this villa, especially right now. So it's challenge time. I definitely love the challenges because I like dressing up and I like the silliness of it. Kaz was first, and she's definitely the best dancer out of the whole group. They are wearing these baggy police outfits, and then they take it off and they're wearing a sexy number underneath with their police hats, and they're probably wearing aviators. I don't know if they were for sure. And they go down this slide, and then they go into the water, and they slow motion dancing and getting all wet. And then with their billy sticks, they take one of the man that they want to kiss, because they've been in trouble, and apparently they've been hiding something, and so they're reaching on their crotch area to see what they're hiding down there, what they're hiding in their pants. And for Kaz, she went to Toby, and Toby was hiding an eggplant, an aubergine, down his pants. Liz calls Jake, Jacob, you've been a bad boy. And Jake acknowledges that whenever he's in trouble, they do call him Jacob. So I think he was a little bit turned on by that. And he had a cucumber down his pants. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Oh, he actually did a few. Sorry, let's go back. Big Rag really likes Chloe and Toby more than Kaz. I do, because Kaz was just letting Toby do what he wants, and it was just boring. But Chloe is challenging him, and I think that's why we're finding this more interesting. Like, she's like not letting him be this wishy-washy version of like a romantic partner. I don't think Toby are into each other. Oh, we said that. Shannon even asked if Chloe's a game player on the podcast. I think she is. I think Chloe's the biggest game player. Faye is annoying, but I like her because she brings more drama on the show. I found Olivia very annoying, but was a very good cast for season 3. And now I love Olivia. I mean, I haven't seen them as much on social media as I used to, but like I used to follow them on Instagram. Like her and Alex are just like, they're just such an attractive couple, and I really like that they're still together. It just, I love all the couples that are still together because they were always my favorite. Like, who else did I like? What was their names? They had a baby, Kara, and his longish hair. He's kind of goofy, funny guy. Anyway, I love that couple as well. I even now like Jessica and the cute guy. I can't remember that Jessica stole from Montana. Anyways, season 3 was the best season of Love Island so far. That's the season that I first started watching that got me hooked. And so I definitely have a soft spot for that entire cast because it was just like the first time I saw this whole format. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? This is gold. I'm on an island here, but I think Jake does like Liberty, but her stepping forward when they were paired already turned him off. I don't think Jake likes Liberty. I think that Jake is staying with Liberty because nobody else is going to be into Jake. He's not the type of guy where everybody's going to be like, oh, you're the best. You're the best. He's not the type of guy that has the best conversations that everybody's just like, oh my God, I need to get to know you better. So I think that he is staying with Liberty by default because I don't think he can get anybody else. That's my thought. He says to the guys that he's not interested in her. So why would he lie to the guys? But I can see where you're coming from. Like that would be a turnoff to be like, oh, like I thought like you're into me. But at the same time, like they don't know each other. They're just stepping forward for people that they think is attractive. So this one just proves Toby was leading Kaz on. Exactly. He took 10 seconds to go on with Chloe. Absolutely. If you're not feeling it, just tell Kaz instead of giving her minus 1%. Exactly. Chloe is going to drop Toby so quick when someone she actually wants comes in. Absolutely, Netha. Chloe is here to stay in the game as long as possible and have everybody interested in her. Yes, the boys. I'm not feeling anyone. The boys are the main reason why the season is boring. The last 2 episodes have been so much better. Absolutely. They have been better. I'm thinking that with Teddy coming in, maybe Teddy's going to shake things up a little bit. Hopefully Teddy will swoop up somebody that's in danger. Like hopefully Teddy will be interested in either Kaz or Rachel or Sharon. It would be nice if he swept up with Sharon, just so like Aaron feels a little bit insecure because like who's Aaron going to pick? Is he going to do a friend matchup with Kaz? Like what's going to happen there? Camilla, oh my God, Camilla and Jamie. Yes, Jessica and Alex. Who's Jessica? The guy wasn't Alex that he was with. Camilla and Jamie. Jessica is with, what's that guy? He's kind of hot, but he has like his like a little bit buck teeth. And Montana was with him. And then Jessica came in as a bombshell and stole him. And now they have a baby and they live in the country. And then Alex, obviously, with I just forgot her name. The Bowens, Olivia. Yeah, me too. Season 3 was the first season I watched as well. Most people say 5 and 3 are the best anyways. Absolutely. I agree. I think the season with the girl who won MS UK something was the best season when she said her title was stripped after sleeping with someone on the first day. Oh, that was season with Miss, okay, that's not MS, with Miss UK. Her name was Zara. She's blonde. I don't remember which season that was. Do you remember, M. Jordan? That might have been, yeah, she slept with Alex. Yeah, that was season 3. I don't think Jake likes Liberty. I don't either. But I'll let you have it a little bit, Big Reg. But I don't think that there's any like there. How's Toby your type? But then you never talked to him when you came in. Well, she's such a game player. Okay, just playing devil's advocate here, though. she could be like, she thought that things were really strong with Kaz and then realized that they're not. And so now she feels that like she has like the doors open a little bit. It would be funny if Teddy went for Liberty. Yeah, there's no way, Netha, but it would be lovely. But there's no way. I think most likely he would go for Sharon, I feel. Because she exudes sex appeal. The one thing that I find that Kaz and Rachel don't necessarily exude is sex appeal. And the bombshells usually that come into the villa, they go for the people that they're most sexually attracted to. And so Chloe might even get on that list, because she does exude sex appeal. So worrisome for me, because I would like him to go with Kaz just to be like, F you, Toby, or like Rachel, the F you, Brad, but I think he might go for Sharon. So who else went in this challenge? Faye is anything but sexy, she believes, and she's like, anything to disclose. And this is to Brad. She still pulls Brad, and I'm just kind of like, he's not into you at all. And there's a banana in his pants, a banana. I thought that Sharon definitely looked hot when she was sliding down the slide, and as she was walking over to the water, she was making sure that she looked good. I think it worked. I love how she was like, come here, Mr. Francis. And when she was checking to see what was packing, it was a tiny carrot, a baby carrot. I thought it was really funny. And I'm very happy that he was wanting a kiss, it seemed like, from her, but she only gave him a peck on the cheek. So I was like, good. Make sure that you he can't get it. He can't break up with you and then expect to get like some smooches still. Like, no. I don't think Liberty would find Teddy more attractive than Jake. She really likes Jake. Absolutely. I don't think that she'd find Teddy attractive. But she might like somebody that actively pursues her. Jake doesn't really make her feel special. So if Teddy was like, took her on a date and like, wined her and dined her and fed her lots of compliments and told her that he's attracted to her, like she may have her head turned in that sense because Jake doesn't really treat her that well. Here's where the season gets a little sketchy to me. The bombshells know fan favorites, and it has to skew how you act towards certain people. Well, who are the fan favorites? Nobody. I don't think anybody's a fan favorite this season. Not this time around. Oh my goodness. Like Rachel goes down the slide and she goes too fast and she literally falls into the railing. Like it just was not attractive, especially like, she's wearing like a thong underneath the skirt. And so falling awkwardly in like sexy clothing is just not cute if you weren't intending on doing it. So she still calls over Brad and ew, it was a cocktail weenie that was down his pants. Really disgusting. Chloe, though, Chloe, she chooses Toby. And Toby was already chosen by Kaz and it was in the jail. Chloe chooses him still, and down his pants is a bone. And when she kisses him, she doesn't kiss him like Kaz will say later on the cheek or on the forehead or on the foot. She kisses him on the mouth, and they went in for it. And so I was pretty like, oh boy, she's really walking on thin ice here. And she says in the confessional, she's like, I snogged him and I liked it. I'm like, oh, Chloe doesn't even have any remorse. Chloe. So Millie chooses Liam for her little danceroo, and he has a zucchini down his pants. And Lucinda chose Brad, and he has a little horn. So at the end, Hugo never got picked, but the guys still call him over to the jailhouse to help him decide who was the sexiest policewoman, and they all chose Kaz, which was no shock. She definitely, I thought, was the best dancer, and she was the most fun to watch. Her, then Sharon, I think, were the two top. So Liberty and Kaz have a little bit of a conversation, and that's when Kaz is lighting to Liberty that, like, you didn't need to go in for that kiss. And she's kind of already has her eyes on Chloe, calling her sly, slimy, and snaky, which she kind of was. There's no girl code left. It was left at the door, apparently. So that's what Chloe's saying. Like, you know, we're coming here for love. Like, what do I need to have girl code here for? Like, we didn't come here for friends. We came here for love relationships. True. Everybody's getting ready now for the night portion. Uh-oh, what's going to be happening? Liberty talks to Jake about Millie, and she says that she's just not going to give him 110% if he's going to be wanting to get to know every new blonde that comes into the villa. And he's kind of telling her that, like, well, like, I didn't really get on with her. But if Millie was interested in Jake, Jake would jump in a second. It's just that nobody's interested in him. Like, literally, Liberty's the only woman I think that's going to be interested in Jake. So he, I think, is probably learning that, like, just because he has a type doesn't mean that his type is going to be liking him back. Kaz and Chloe talk, and Kaz did not give one expression on her face. She's just like, you didn't have to kiss him there. You didn't have to kiss. You could have kissed him anywhere. And like, I loved how cold she was. And Chloe was a little bit scrambling a bit. And Kaz is like, I find it shady and snaky. It's like, man, I love cold Kaz. She's very, very fierce. So Toby tells the boys that he does have a sexual attraction to Chloe and that he's not really that attracted to Kaz, which we all knew that from the beginning. And he wants to tell Kaz now that he's going to explore this. Over at the daybed, it was Millie, Lucinda, Chloe, and Rachel. And the new girls were kind of encouraging Chloe to go and talk to Toby and tell him how she feels, et cetera, et cetera. So Rachel wasn't really impressed by this, and she decides to leave. And she goes over and tells Faye about, like, kind of what was going on there. And Chloe gets kind of annoyed that Rachel goes over and just tattles over to the other girls. And Faye, like, hears that Chloe's saying something, and so they have a little bit of a spat back and forth. So I love how fiery Faye is. Faye is definitely keeping this season entertaining. Absolutely. What have I missed here? So Hugo, the most liked person based on what I've seen on social media. Okay. Do you think that the next female bombshell is going to go for Hugo? Do you think that Millie or Lucinda is going to go for Hugo? I don't think so. I don't think Hugo's making it out of the next recoupling. Wait, do people that come into the villa, are they watching them on the TV before? Maybe not like the day before, but a couple days before. So they are watching up until a day or two before they go on the show. So they're not fully up to date, but they're close. I think they get to see some of it. I don't understand why. I felt so bad. I know I felt really bad for Hugo as well. Like, not getting picked doesn't feel great, but it's not the environment for a guy like him, I think. He's too like nice and honest. He's not looking for Instagram followers and a pretty little things contract. Like, he's genuinely probably there to find love and a connection and maybe do something social and meet some people. But I don't think that it's where he's going to meet his person personally. So Kaz, though, Chloe, when Faye was talking to Chloe, she tells her to shut up, and like she pretty went in on Chloe, and Chloe's just like, rolling her eyes. But it's kind of like, you brought this on yourself, girl. Like, you're being quite shady. So Kaz talks to Toby, and Toby tells her that he wants to get to know Chloe, and yeah, he didn't know why he was moving slowly with Kaz. But that is a little bit of an indication that maybe he should try something new and move on. And so I'm glad that Kaz didn't give him any signs of upset, or she took it really well, as Toby said. But I think it's because she's just fuming inside, because she's just been like, being so patient, and he was just ready to jump to somebody else that gave him some attention. She intrigues me. Like, get out of here, Toby. You don't even know what intrigues anybody. Get out of here. I thought Rachel didn't say what they said, and they just assumed that she had mentioned it. I mean, I don't know if they just cut that. I'm not sure. Maybe she hadn't. Yeah, she did go when she went over. She said, like, I'm not going to say right away what they said because they don't want to look like I'm talking about it. And then it was just like cut to like the fight. So I don't know if something did get said or not. But it was alluded anyways that they were a topic of conversation because Chloe's sitting on the bed. So I think that she did say something, but I don't think that they showed it in the clip. So lastly, Chloe and Toby go in for a chat up on the hideout so nobody can spy on them. And oh boy, they do kiss. They do kiss outside of a challenge. I think this is the end of Kaz and Toby. So I'm excited to see what happens this episode. I want to see who's left single. I want to see, how people react to Chloe and Toby choosing Chloe. Ooh. So who's going to be left? So Kaz is going to be left single, and I guess, well, who's Hugo going to choose? Hugo might choose Sharon again, maybe. And then maybe actually Aaron will choose Kaz because he does mention that they're best friends. Lucinda will choose Brad. So Rachel will be left alone. And then Millie will choose Liam. So Faye will be left alone. So it could be Faye and Rachel left alone. That will be my guess at this point. I'm not the biggest fan of Faye, but she does bring the drama. I think that people have been waiting to go in on Chloe, and this gave them the opportunity. Yeah, probably. They can probably see that she's playing a game. A little bit snaky. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me, Sam, Netha, M. Jordan, Natalie, Big Reg, anybody else that I've missed here. Carmelo for joining us, and you're going to come back after you know the show a little bit. Blaine, if you're still here. And I'm going to be going live in about 5 minutes or so talking about Love Island US episode 2. So give me a moment to get resettled, and I will be back. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining Love Island in 30 minutes. That's what we're trying to do. Oh, in the UK. Well, I'm here, so I don't get it until like 5 hours later. So thank you. It's the boys choosing. Yeah, so I think that Faye and Rachel are going to be out. If Rachel Joy picks Brad, who listens, Rachel's not choosing. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Brad is going to be choosing. So, Brad will choose Lucinda no matter what. Exactly. So, thanks, guys. Take care of you. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We're just trying to make some content here for you guys to enjoy, and doing it with reality TV shows that we love. So, join us, subscribe right down over there, and pop on to the next stream in about 5 minutes or so, where we talk about Love Island US, episode 2. Bye.